Is that better or worse? I think that's okay. I think I'm live. I wonder, can I, my audible? I set up my mic properly. Hang on. It should be working. Just waiting until someone pops in can tell me if they can hear me or not. Meanwhile, I just feel daft talking away to myself. But sure, whenever. Hey Miriam, can you hear me okay? Oh good, I have gotten out at the right bus stop. Let's see. Hey Kathy, how are you? It's a bit too lovely. What am I doing? The close down there. I might cross here at the lights. Oh, let's wait here for the green man. Cross safely today. Oh, that's good. Quickly cross the road there. Little on the warm side. I wouldn't mind a bit. Oh, there's a nice breeze. So hopefully I have a nice breeze down here now where I stand in my normal spot. Just going to switch these around in my hands. I prefer holding the gimbal in my right hand. Yeah, that's better. Is the picture okay, guys? Hope it is. My phone did take a battering the other week when I was down climbing over rocks with my sister, so hopefully I haven't damaged the camera lenses in this device. Thanks very much, Graham. Hey, Kathy, Jen, how are you guys? Just going for a lovely stroll here now on a lovely sunny afternoon here in Dublin. We're just approaching the cultures just down here now. Seems to be some roadworks going on there as well. I wonder what they're doing. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. There's a little nice bit of a breeze here, which is good. I was worried it was going to be too warm for me because it was absolutely roasting on the bus, so it was. But then there was no circulation of the air in the bus either, which didn't help. It's a pity because this is a nice area. It's a pity the Culls had to open up shop here because we are in a lovely area here, even when you think of it. What do you mean end? Oh, they've closed the bike path, are they, for the whatever they're doing? What that means. Lovely clear blue sky. But to be honest, I wouldn't mind a little bit of rain at the same time. It's a little bit warmer than I'd like, but sure, what can you do? I'm just going to switch these around in my hands. Oh yes. Well, I nearly walked into that thing there for a start, so I better just be a bit mindful where I'm walking here. What on earth are you doing though? Like you never quite say when they're doing roadworks what exactly they're doing, apart from just digging up chunks of road. Look at all that wood there. One of them peggy things in there. They're certainly doing something alright. They've dug all this up, put a new tarmac. There's a digger in the corner there. The random traffic cones. On the other side of the road, they're doing something as well. Have to have a look online, see what they're doing. pretty extensive anyway, whatever they're doing. And then some new pipes or something, I wonder. I wonder that water electric cable or what the heck. Or just lads with money in the budget fancying digging up roads and whatnot. Let's have a wee look in here. Let me see, I'll just leave my bag against there. Too many, and we see a few cars in there now. A few people out and about. Someone out the front having a smoke. Like when you look at this building from the side, it really is much bigger than what you can see from the front. Because I think this building in total is something like 750 square foot, which is rather big. Rather big for when you consider, hang on, how do I end them again? There we go. It's a rather big space considering how many members in Ireland, 100, maybe 200 odd, if even that. Do you know what I mean? They all have a course room each, I suppose, to work in. So I guess that's probably a good thing. Yeah, max a few hundred. It used to be, I know in the 2016 consensus it was 87 Scientologists. But since then, this place have opened up. They've brought in staff from all over Europe to be operating it. And we have seen signs. It does look like they have recruited in some new people in the so probably is somewhere between 1 or 200 that they have. It's a temporary. Oh, that's where the bus stop used to be. This is all new as well. So they dug up all this as well, whatever they were doing. So I'll have a look online later and see what they were doing, what kind of roadworks they were doing here. Kind of curious now. There you are now, lads. Fences all the way around. That's how welcoming this place are. Fences and bushes. With just a one-way in there at the very end. And even at that, that's quite a distance to get up to the main doors. Doesn't exactly look very inviting to me, but not about you guys. Look at the bushes there, alright? Block all view apart from, here we go, there's no green netting off, which is good. Let's see, we might have a bookshop here in full view of the front. You might as well. Hey Donna, how are you? Do I want to stand here? Let me see. Oh, there's a nice cool breeze, so sun shouldn't be too much for me, I don't think. I'll stand here, we might as well. Because we know they don't like me standing in front of their entrance. They don't like the people inside being able to look out and see someone out here that maybe mightn't be quite believing of the word of Lafayette Ronald Hubbard. Only a few bodies about. We've been to car park we have. I don't know what's on that van. We have a van, a minivan. We have 3 cars. That's in the front. Another couple of minivans. And we have about two cars. So it's not exactly fucking booming today, lads. Where's all these Scientologists doing all the coursework? Maybe they're around the back. Maybe there's a beer garden around the back where they're nicely chillaxing. Oh wait, they're not allowed beer or alcohol, are they? That would interfere with their what is it they do to themselves, their e-meters and whatnot. I think I'll set out my new signage. This is why I like wearing the high-vis gear, lads. Like it stands out a mile, the high-vis does. I'm just going to plot you guys down on the ground for a second while I lay out all my signage. you guys there. Let's see, can we find Roger? There we go, there, Roger. There you go, look at that. Left the camera front or back? Oh, I have a front. I think you guys can see Roger there. You think? Don't be shy, Roger. Talk there to chat there. They've come to see you. Talk away there, Roger pal. Oh, music. Yes, that's a good place to start, is music. Music, music, music. Let's get some music. It's always a good starting point, isn't it? Is the music. Let's turn on the soundbar first. That's switched on. That's switched on. Let's find some JoJo tunes. There we go. Let's start with this one. This is a special tune that JoJo wrote for me. So I think it's a good one to start on today. I wonder if I got that too loud. It's like a gentle breeze, which is good. I'll test my new posters. See have I made them too big, or are they stable enough? I should have put some on either side of me. I might read them all out up here. So then we'll see where we are. Roger signs. Roger's one. Bear with me there, chat. Here we go, Roger. Come on. Oh, I'll get a drink of water maybe. Oh. I don't know about a answer. I'm just setting out my new posters. Fuck me, it's hot today. That's the one I've done on Steve Hassan's bike model there. So for anyone passing by, can have a bit of a read about that one. It's not printed out the best, but it's good enough. It's good enough for an amateur who has zero artistic bones in her body. Damn it, this sun. Sun is making me hard for me even. Actually, why am I trying to read the signs through the on screen instead of looking at the signs themselves? And then we have this one. Victimshavevoices.com. Check that one out, lads, for survivor stories, support and resources available, legal help and how to report abuses of Scientology. And then the main ones there, or I see as the main ones, is child abuse, elder abuse, financial fraud, forced labour, and ID theft. And it was also, that's sort of what kind of fitted on my sign as well. Sometimes you need to compromise with the wording, what kind of fits on your sign neatly, and try and get the wording big as well. And we have this one here, abusive cult of Scientology, learn why we protest, to end their abuses at fsciento.space. And I've included the one I made there before on Lisa's story there. And I'm thinking I might do up more like the Lisa one for some of the other stories for people to read as passing by, just so they know Lisa wasn't a one-off case. There's way too many people who have lost their lives thanks to this evil cult and their hocus pocus they spread on the use of drugs. And then we have this one where I've listed the main offshoots and groups of Scientology, the ones for people to be looking out for. So they're probably, hey Laura, how are you? Have I missed saying hi to anyone? Dang it, I can blame the sun. Hey Donna, hi Haggis, I can blame the sun for being in my eyes. And poor Iris is slowly roasting away here like over roasted chicken. So we have the main, what you call them, things of Scientology that they masquerade under. Probably the main ones here to look out for is Dianetics, Narconon, the Vulture Ministers, the Way to Happiness. I haven't seen a Piscolatus anywhere, but you know yourself, lads, if they see an opening, they'd be in there like a shot. Drug Free World, Truth About Drugs, Criminon, they definitely do try to flog that here. And then you have the Fight for Kids is a new one that they seem to have, and then they're United for Human Rights, Youth for Human Rights, Citizens Commission for Human Rights, and all of that basically to me, and I know I'm oversimplifying it, but all it boils down to me is drugs are bad, all drugs, including paracetamol for headache. And then we have this one, where we have Scientology is a dangerous cult. And I've forgotten what languages these are. This is one I try to do with some of the main languages that the foreign naturals here are likely to be able. I know there's one is Polish. I think we're Russian, Ukrainian, Hindu. I'm not sure what the others are, forgotten, lads. I done up these signs Easter week, which turned out to be a week from hell for me, but anyway. So I've sort of forgotten some of what I have on these signs, but anyway. And then I just have at the end here, we have Google Operation Snorright, Freak Out, Lisa McPherson, Kyle Brennan, Philip Gale, Kaja Ballo, Ellie Perkins, Flo Barnett, and Nora Lottert. So they're just some names I just decided that they're some of the more what you call it, more the better known deaths out there at the hands of Scientology. And it's just to give people something to have a look into these lads, make up your own mind. Lisa McPherson was not just an isolated case. So maybe there is some real harm in wandering into there doing a free personality test or doing a free course. I most definitely do not believe what the current Scientologists themselves will tell you. They're obviously going to tell you, oh no, that didn't happen. Oh no, that was an isolated case. Oh no, that was a rogue. That was a rogue manager at that org. Oh no, we don't do that. Oh, we've reformed. They'll tell you anything and everything. That's one thing a Scientologist is allowed to do. They're allowed to lie their fucking teeth off to anyone. Actually, they're allowed to lie to fellow Scientologists as well. It's not just us non-Scientologists. They're allowed to lie if it's deemed to be in the best interest of Scientology. And what's in the best interest of Scientology is to deny everything, deny all the horrific abuses that these fuckers are guilty of. And pardon my French there. This is one sign I do want to make into the bigger, what do you call that? Is that E2 or A1? I've forgotten what size these signs are. But I do want to change the wording on this one because it's not just touch assist. The nerve assist is probably worse. So I do want to work on rewarding that sign. And then we have, oh fuck, what am I doing? We have Steve Hassan's Combating Cult Mind Control book. We have Robert Dam's new book in English, The Dark Hotels and Scientology's Children. And we have Child X by Jamie Mustard. Them two books in particular are handy ones for me to have out here because I can say, look at these two books. This is why I'm out here protesting. I want to hold this one. Oh, hang on, let me see. Let me know if the music is on loud enough. I want me to. So that's the side I'm going to be showing the cult is. Scientology is a cult. Elder abuse, child abuse, money scam. No, that's the side I'm going to show the public. That's going to be facing the road side. This is what I'm going to show at the cult side. Is stop forcing disconnections. Child adulting is abuse, and no more kids in Scientology. Bit low. Oh, it might be. Let me put the music up a bit. So I don't think I'm not loud enough to be making any noise complaints, and I'm far enough away from the cult they can't really hear it. So I'll just hold up my sign. I'll hold up my sign for a bit anyway until my hand gets sore. Hey Style, how are you? You're out. Why are you zoomed in here? I can never tell. I was zoomed in a bit. I'll just zoom out. I think it's better if I leave myself zoomed out. I'm just going to hold up the sign there to the Scientologists. Give them something to read. And there's no mistaking that I'm out here lurking, interested in doing any free courses. No, thank you. Although I wouldn't mind a nice coffee if you have one going, lads. But I'll pass on the nice and bitties all the same. Hey Style, how are you? I'm just saying Irish says the zoomies. Oh yeah. For a second there I was thinking of golden retrievers, the way they get the zoomies when they're running around after their tennis balls. It is warm here. We have our sign set up there. And they're holding good. I think it was well worth the effort I went to making the bigger signs. Because we can do the bigger writing on them, which helps. And even, do you know what? Even if people can't see the writing, what they will see is the high vis signs, and they'll see there'll be no doubt that I'm against Scientology here. And that in itself is planting seeds of doubt. I will have them wondering, I wonder why that lady is protesting against Scientology. I wonder what are these abuses that she speaks of. And that's what we want to do. We want to encourage people to think for themselves. And maybe don't just go in blindly to find out from the Scientologist. Maybe don't just wander in for a free personality test or do a free course. Like if you think about, hey Trace, how are you? If you think about if there was any merit in these free personality tests. Oh, have I? Have I pinned a comment? Oh, bugger, hang on. Oh, thanks very much, Miriam. Doe. Fuck me, how did I do that? Apologies. These fingers are mine. I don't even know how to pin in a comment. Must be one of them side lads. I'm not going to touch anything. I must have been when I was trying to zoom out. Flip me. Sorry about that, Donna. As you can tell, I'm an expert at using a gimbal, an expert at using a mobile device. I'm an expert at absolutely nothing, lads. We'll wing it as we go, sure. I kind of like that we are out here where, yeah, that's something. Don't tell me, Miriam. You know I will start learning how to curse in French, just to. It's good to be out here when there is no activity going on, when they have no events. It gives us an idea of how much footfall they do actually get. Because you'd imagine on a Sunday afternoon, you'd imagine there would be people coming in doing courses, particularly when this is the only place in Ireland, north and south, for them to do Scientology. Donna says, aren't the only rich people? I'm not sure that, you know what? If it was only rich people being conned out of money, I wouldn't give two hoots, but it's not. It's, it's mostly everyday normal people like you or me that get sucked into, you're caught at a weak moment when you're feeling vulnerable. You go in to do a free personal test, maybe do a free course. They suck you in that way, where you think at the initial stages, you think it's doing you some good. Because it wouldn't like to do a confidence building course or how to do public speaking. So if you look at any of the beginner courses they do, they all sound like, I've looked at some of them and I thought, geez, I wouldn't mind doing that myself, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? But what they do is they'll target you to suit your budget. That you'll find if you don't have the money, if you don't have the money to pay for the courses as they go up in price, like they'll start at maybe the first course you do will be 50 quid. The next course might be 100. Then it goes up to 200. Before you know it, it's 500. But if you have no money, this is where they do the really hard sell and they'll tell you, oh, do you not have anyone you can borrow from? Oh, can you not borrow from your brother? Can you not borrow from your wife? Can you not borrow from your father? Oh, they won't lend you the money. Oh, do they not want you to succeed in life? Oh, you need to disconnect from them then. They're holding you back from achieving anything in life. And then if you have generally still have no money, then they'll rope you into say, oh, do you know what you can do? You can do some volunteer work first and we'll pay you in kind with free courses. They have every which way you swing it to have a sales pitch there to target everybody. If you're like Tom Cruise and you have all the money, John Travolta and them, that's where you'll probably find that what they pay for doing their courses and all the thing is a lot more zeros at the ends of their bills. Why do I need my mouthwash with soap? Nah, none of you guys are my grad. You can't tell me to wash my mouth out with soap. Exactly, antics. If you don't have the money, they're happy to enslave you in the Sea Org. Exactly. Or even have you working behind the count reception in there. There's no evidence of not much movement in there whatsoever. While is saying members are trained through the course to be able to know exactly how to hook a person and bring them in. Oh, exactly, style. And if you're no good at that kind of thing, you'll find, oh, your job is to be cleaning the grounds. Well, I'll find a job for everybody. The very, it's no coincidence that the guys going out trying to rope people in, that they all seem to be young and attractive with a certain amount of charisma. So you kind of, hey, I used to see, how are you? The D point law. Remember the trend on the internet where people would run into Scientology building to map them out? Yeah, that's not quite a. This is where, when you're protesting Scientology, you want to be very careful that you understand the laws of the land, the laws of the area. Scientology will call the police, even if you've done nothing wrong. These guys will outright lie. So don't even give them that little grain of salt they can pull at, because they will call the police on you. I'd be very careful to make sure you stay well within the law. Now I know auditors like to test that thin invisible blue line to test the law to the ultimate limits. Whereas I prefer to make sure I'm well with the insider, that there's nothing that these fuckers can lie or exaggerate to try and get me in any legal entanglements. These guys, good luck trying. Irish is innocent and will always remain innocent of any and all crimes that these guys might try to stitch me up for. Oh, there we go, an appreciative beep from someone. Passing motorist. Thanks very much, Lyle. I think our eyes. I think we're all are. I think all of us here are kick-ass fucking warriors. Anyone here that's supporting what we're doing to ways around is about the abuse of this cult or kick-ass, in my opinion. And that means that you're here watching the stream, you like and share it, you're commenting. You know, it all helps to raise awareness. Every single little thing we all do, it all adds up to the overall collective. I like to think of it. We're all part of a billion piece puzzle, and we all help in our own way to complete that puzzle to end the abuses of Scientology. What do you want to chat to? Just aimlessly walking around, cup in hand. Wonder does he work here or see here for a course? Hard to see much really from here. And imagine that when they put the events on, that green mesh that they wrap all the way around the fencing here to stop us from seeing in. And you can see here there's not that much we can really see anyway. We can see the main doors, we can see someone occasionally wandering in and out. It's not exactly fucking earth shattering. Well, that's an Indian gentleman. A piece of paper, only member of public. They are proactively targeting the immigrants here. The Indians is one population that they are targeting. And I think we seen her, there was an event here last year where it looked like there was an Indian family had rented out his premises to do a baby shower. So that is one of the reasons why I have done up this sign here with the Scientology is a dangerous cult and a bunch of different languages there. One of them is Hindu. Not quite sure which one. I've sort of forgotten what languages I do have on it. Look, lads, I have enough trouble speaking English to be trying to decipher what them languages are. I know I did ask Google to help me what would the most what was the top foreign languages spoken in Ireland to help me with the what to put on the sign. So that is the one. If you remember when we were here for oh, that was earlier this year when they had LRH's birthday bash. I think he might have been Polish guy that walked by. He was looking for the entrance into this cult, but he wasn't understanding me. I wasn't really understanding him, and I think now with this sign that maybe I can point people towards that sign when English is not the first language and they don't really understand English. That maybe that will be enough to plant some seeds of doubt. Or there's someone out for a stroll in the heat. Don't know what he's carrying in his hand. Is it? He's sitting on the bench. I wonder is that his lunch maybe? Looks like he's on a break anyway. It is nice to keep the grounds here lovely, I have to say. The grounds are kept nicely trimmed, but then I guess you do have the free labour in there. You're not paying for an external gardener. Yeah. See what chat's saying. I haven't been keeping an eye on chat. Oh, Tracy's getting some dental work done. Oh, that's a good idea to do at the weekend when you're working Monday to Friday. That's absolutely brilliant. Oh, we have Roger. Oh, did I show you guys Roger? With Roger up here. There we have Roger there with his own signs, which he says, "Stop the abuses cult and no more children in Scientology." Oh, he is, isn't he? He's good. I'm actually impressed with my new signs. I think they're the right height. I do want to make that one into a bigger sign as well. We do have a little gentle breeze. But I think even with a stronger breeze, I think them signs should be alright. Roger is the best. Nice little gentle breeze. It doesn't feel too hot for me, which is good. I wasn't sure whether it was wise me coming out today or not, because the sun can be a bit too much for Irish. But it feels okay though. I won't be dropping like a sack of spuds today, lads. And I do have 2 bottles of water there with me as well to keep myself well hydrated. Oh, he's small but mighty, so is Roger. He does want some new clothes though. So I'm thinking I might make him a pair of dungaree trousers like I'm making for Rory their arm that I'm working on. And maybe he needs a mini t-shirt to go with the dungarees as well. I will see. Well, hang on, let me put on another playlist there. I think that's the end of them tunes. Where's me? There it is. Sorry lads, I'm a bit rusty. It's been a while since I've been out here. Yeah, let's play these tunes on shuffle. There we go. I have loads of JoJo tunes downloaded. I have a few Lara's and I have a few Dan Walks LA that I've added onto a bumper playlist. And we'll just play them in shuffle, random order, see what we get. Oh, thanks very much, Antic. So are you. But you know who really is the professional knitter of the lot is Monica. Not Monica. Oh, thanks very much, Donna. Yeah, it's very, very tempted not to wander out today. Well, I didn't have to wander out today. I just knew that if I didn't come out today, come out next week will be that bit harder, you know. Sometimes you just got to do it and just wing it. Give it a try. Yeah, Monica is the best knitter of the lot. I have to say, I'm still learning. But from doing the scallywags I'm working on, I'm learning a lot of new techniques working on them guys, which is why I find it fascinating working on them. I do have another bunch more though plans I do want to make. Just don't have enough time, lads. That's the thing. Roger does want to be on the latest fashions. I have so many project ideas tonight. And it's also a bit of sadness when I think of my knitting projects. I won't be able to show any more of them to my mum, but that's I'm making myself upset, sorry lads. Sometimes I can't help thinking of my mum. But anyway, let me just compose myself. I style when you've been absent for a bit. It is, and I'm not. You can probably guess I'm not a natural. I'm not a natural chatterer communicator anyway. I quite happily be sitting away in my sitting room right now, knitting away, not talking to anyone for a month, and I'd be happy as Larry. But sure, you need to be social and talk to folks. Oh, Miriam is cooking dinner. Nice. Suppose it is dinner time, no monkey business. Still a firm grip on the edge. Oh yes. Oh yes, she does. Nothing get past our Miriam. She has a firm grip on that wrench, alright. As she should. Well, at least they get to wear a short sleeve to the short sleeve blouse on underneath that waistcoat. Well, I don't know about the fabric that they wear. It wouldn't exactly be sweat wicking. She's there behind reception in full view of those front doors, which probably do. I'd imagine the sun is shining straight in there and she's absolutely roasting. It does look like they have half the door open. They do have half the door open for a bit of ventilation, which is good. But she has to be dying in that heat. Like she'd be in direct line of sight of the sun will be beaming in through all that glass. There's no way it wouldn't. Because I know when I work in the office in the sunlight, we do pull down the blinds to try and block out the sun because it's an absolute killer the sun is when you're in the direct sunlight. There's no way she has to be absolutely baking, lads. There's no way she's not. wonder is she knocking off time for? Maybe they're knocking off time or is it break time? There's another lady sitting down. Maybe she's done for the day. Another lady is sat down behind the desk. Can barely see her head. I wonder is she deliberately sinking down in her chair? Or maybe she is 4 foot nothing in real life. That's nearly 20 past 4. I guess she might be done for her shift. Or maybe she's just on break or she's doing coursework. There's no sign of her leaving anyway. These guys must be putting in long working hours though. Like we've never seen much activity of people knocking on and knocking off for work. I am curious as to how many people they do have working in there and how long the days are. Are they putting in a 12-hour day? Let me think about this. These buildings open at 8 o'clock. They close at 10. How many hours is that? That'd be a 16-hour day then, wouldn't it? They're hardly doing a 16-hour day, would they be? Couldn't possibly. Hey Gina, how are you? No, they're still doing their devious fundraising on that Hindu temple, which I do strongly suspect is a cult. For one, why would you be fundraising inside the known cult of Scientology here in Dublin first? And two, if it is an authentic Hindu temple, would it not be like when you look for who did the fundraising and who seems to be organising here? They all look like businessmen and women in suits rather than someone affiliated with the Hindu faith. Do you know what I mean? So it's all very suspicious. Oh, it's 14 hours. 8 to 10 is 14. Yeah, I guess they could be doing 14 hours apiece and working maybe 6 days a week because presumably they get a day off. Oh, yeah, you need coffee first, antics. Ah, thanks very much, Donna. We're doing our best. It's quiet enough here now, probably because it's warm. Actually, do you know what is? Ah, of course. It's the All Ireland final on today in the hurling. That was on at 3:30 in Croke Park. So people are either at Croke Park or they're in the pub watching the match or they're home watching the match. That lads here, the hurling is sacrament here. That's even more important to us than going to Sunday Mass. The hurling is something that you kill your firstborn for a ticket to go to the All Ireland final. That's how passionately and seriously we take it. So that would explain why we've seen so little football. They're all in watching the match. And to be honest, if I had remembered in time the match was on, the Irish wouldn't be out here either. Irish would be at home with a beer in their hand, cheering on the Galway lads. So there we go. Oh, it's great having these tunes here to keep us company. But even though there is no football, no sinner in front, nay a sinner this way, there hasn't been much traffic either. There's someone out giving their wee baby a bit of a walk. So that explains why there'll be so little traffic about. Is the All Ireland final been on? But like these guys, I doubt any Scientologist will be interested in a frivolous game of men whacking a ball with sticks. No sign of them doing much in the way of coursework either. There's no way this org is profitable. But then they are a not for profit. So it's in their interest not to make any money though as well, wouldn't it be? Yeah, not sure how that works. But then if they do run any courses, they're Dynetics based. Dynetics is trademarked by that religious technology centre entity in the States. So it's all set up for these guys to make a loss, regardless of how much money is going through them doors. And as we can see here, they're not exactly There's no one queuing up to go in there to do any courses. Well, they close their front door. What do they have? Half of that slidey door is open earlier, now it's closed. Like, what do they think? Body Satans are going to fly in off of me. Maybe they're going to pick up on some of my oppressive, suppressive energy. Like, them doors are closed. Like, she has to be baking in there. All of them windows in the door, that has to be a sweatbox in there. They do keep renting out, but I don't know how much. Yeah, maybe they're just about keeping the lights on. I do wonder though, it might be worth my while to see can I get a copy of their business accounts for last year. The filing, I think end of October is when accounts get filed. But then would I know what to look for? And do you have to pay to see a company's accounts? Or are they even publicly available? I need to look into that and see. I would be interested to see what they do have in the books. But we kind of know there's no way these guys are making money. Absolutely no way they are. They do rent it out, but for very little money. They do rent it out to the Irish dancing lads and to what else have we seen? The aerobic groups, a lot of the children groups. But this space is either rented for very little money or free of charge to local children's groups in the area. So that them events are probably, would they be running at a loss? Possibly they are. Now they would be selling a few sandwiches and cups of tea, but like it's a lot of sandwiches and cups of tea you need to be selling to be paying for the electricity bill in this place. Do you know what I mean? They have gotten in a few of the Indian singing and dancing, what you call them, pay ticket things, whatever you call them, gigs in here. But even at that though, that wouldn't be taking in much money either. I don't even know if these guys are operating at a profit. Or would the States be propping them up? Or even would it be the UK would be? Would they be borrowing money off the States or off of the UK? This is where I don't even know quite how the organisational structure is. Presumably these guys would report to the guys in St Hill somewhere up the way along. I would imagine, wouldn't you think? Presumably that would be in the pecking order, but then we are part of Europe. UK isn't part of Europe. And this is why I overthink things and I just get myself rightly confused. Sometimes in life you shouldn't overthink things. I didn't show you guys my new haircut. Let me show you guys let me put down my sign for a second. My new haircut. Not sure if you can, oh, not sure if you can see it too. Oh, you can see it there. That's my new haircut. I got sheared there yesterday. I thought it was about time I spruced myself up a little bit. It had gotten a bit wild and unmanageable. Like when you need to, hey TRU, when you need the two-pronged approach to brush your hair, that you need to brush it top down and then around the back, bottom up, you kind of know it needs to be cut. Plus, you see my backpack there that I wear. I normally have a backpack with me because it's handy one to hold my water bottle. And then when I do be out and about on my walks, I like to do a little bit of a shop. And my hair was getting all tangled up when the straps have gotten that long. So it's a lot more manageable and it does feel about 2 stone lighter as well. I just don't like, to me, this is where you guys will probably think, you should pamper yourself more hours. You should go for a haircut more than once every couple of years. But to me, going for a haircut is an ordeal. There's nothing about the haircutting experience that I find pleasurable whatsoever. But I should try and get a cut more than every 2 years. Maybe I'll work on getting a cut maybe once every 6 months. But I do like the length it is now. It does feel right length, and it does feel a lot lighter. I think this length is probably good. I was when I went down there yesterday. I was convinced I was going to get it much shorter. But when the hairstylist was saying to me, "Are you sure now? What about this length?" And I could hear me mum's voice in my head saying, leave it long enough to tie into a ponytail. So I kind of thought, you know what, yeah, let's go a little conservative first. If I walk away and find it's still too long, I can always go back and get it trimmed again. But I kind of think I like this length. Now, if I could find them magic pills that'll stop hair growth, that's what I want. I want something to stop my hair growing, lads. She's saying she gets hers cut every few years. Yeah, to be honest, I'd never get my hair cut ever again if I could. But it gets too long. Gets too long and I'm annual and it does look. I guess it does kind of look like a bag lady sort of look. I do say she keeps her short so she gets wash and comb and go. I like that. Wash, comb and go. I do like having it long enough though that it does cover the back of my neck. Especially when I'm standing out here. It is preventing my neck from getting sunburned, which is good. Oh shit. Oh no, 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 no waxing for me, thanks. No way. Absolutely not. There's no amount of money in the world you could pay me to get a wax. Hell no. Plus, I'm not a hairy gorilla anyway, so I don't need the waxing. Maybe Miriam is a hairy gorilla, but who knows? Now we're talking about waxing. Oh, TSH took painkillers before. Oh, she could. Katia says she gets hers on every couple of months. Oh, there's the fire rescue guys, two of them. They don't have the sirens on, so maybe they're going back to their shop. Maybe they're finished. Maybe they're finished on a job somewhere. Now I'm curious. Is Katie talking about a haircut or getting waxing done? Miriam is saying she's definitely related to apes. Fair enough. I don't need to see any proof. I most definitely do not need to see any pictures of that. Thanks very much. Thankfully, I grow most of my hair. I grow on my head. She used to get her waxed every month when she had very good. That is true. Are we? We're not exactly related. We share a common ancestor with the ape, isn't that how it works, or is it? Kind of forgotten. If you trace it back far enough, yeah, they do share 99% of our DNA, is it, lads? Or am I making things up? This is why I used to switch off in Clodagh a lot. I wasn't exactly the most attentive of students in my school days. Oh, thanks very much, T. You never know where that piece of information might prove useful. Maybe we could use it. Well, we can't use it blackmail when you put in a public forum. You share everything. Yeah, it's certainly interesting, all right. But unless it's of a medical emergency that I need to be shaved to have a life-saving operation, there's nobody is waxing or shaving me, and that's for sure. Oh, my sign is becoming unstuck a bit. We need to get more of that double-sided tape for that one. Poor Dan almost spilled out her coffee. Well, there is a couple coming in. There's that 3 people. I wonder these public psychologists. There's 3 people we see coming in there. Now, was that the same gentleman we seen before? Only now he's a couple with him, or is that a different gentleman? So that's 2 blokes and a lady. So he's already coming in to do a course. So it's half hour on a Sunday, they could be coming in to do a course to do some auditing. Let's see what the reaction is to looking at me sign anyway. I'll move over this way a little bit. Yeah, they're reading the sign all right. That's good. Hopefully we're planting some seeds of them. Let's see what it looks like. Do they know the receptionist? Or are they just wandering in out of curiosity? Thanks very much. Just trying to raise awareness and plant some seeds. Well, it's more the immigrants, and we have a lot of an Indian population here. English isn't that hard. And I know from some people I've talked to, they're like, well, it's called the church, so they think it is a church. Because obviously, this is where we're sort of lucky in that we grew up in a predominantly Catholic country, that we know the difference. This is most definitely not a church.
No, absolutely.
But when you're coming from, say, Hindu background,
And they're all Indian when you see them all going
I know they are, and that's why one of my signs I have put Hindu on there as well, just to. I'm just trying to plant some seeds of doubt that maybe I'll do a bit of independent research,
Yeah.
because obviously the guys in there are going to paint a rosy picture.
Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah, we're only doing. Who wouldn't want to do a free course on learning how to communicate?
And we'll just keep taking their money.
Even though we were all brought up with Roman Catholic.
We also know
I
how bad
know,
that is
yeah,
as well, yeah.
absolutely. But this
Let them
I
keep
know,
going
but at
on.
least that does give us the
thing to look to
exactly, because you know straight off. Oh, hang on, but it says the church. Oh, where's Arman? It's community centre.
No, we're
So at least we kind of know, at least our kids are kind of know. Hang on.
Yeah.
But then they do the Irish dancing here and there though as well,
I know, yeah.
and that absolutely.
I don't
And you could
understand.
say, well, they rent out the place very cheaply, a lot cheaper, say, than renting the community centre in Tala. And it's also, and then you could say, okay, you can educate people and say, oh, it's a cult, but you're surrounded by all the positive messaging there.
Oh, yeah.
Kid growing up will think, oh, that's a nice friendly place. I did my Irish dancing.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll look at, because the literature will be all over. They have children-friendly books.
Yeah.
They have children Scientology TV, and they might think, oh, I remember that book about a joke-free world or Right to Happiness. I wonder, maybe I'll just wander in.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So that's why I come out, just to try and that is why I'm out, just to try and plan. Maybe I need to look into this further. So it's just to, and maybe I'm just wasting my time, but maybe I'm not. So I deem that. Thanks very much. Even asked me if anyone is to get rid of the beard and the tash, please share. I think embrace the beard and cashmere and wear it with pride. Maybe get some tinted highlights in it. I said in the 20s she got drunk one night watching old movies from the 30s and went in and completely, oh fuck, she shaved her eyebrows. Oh man, that would have been a shock in the morning. Miriam survived the 90s. Flipping hell, now they're talking about doing horrific things to the eyebrows. That's one thing I do have, lads. Hope you can see. I have virgin eyebrows. My eyebrows have never been plucked, waxed, shaven, or nothing. There's nothing has ever been done to my eyebrows there whatsoever. She's saying her eyebrows are tattooed. How does that work? You got them shaved and then got eyebrows tattooed on. So it's a picture of an eyebrow. Huh. And why not just leave your eyebrows as they are, lads? Who fucking cares if you have big bushy eyebrows like Harry Molly's? Who cares, lads? Oh, that's going up. These guys are talking about hair and all sorts of things. We don't need to be reading about hair in unusual places. Yeah, I don't know that the three people are there for coursework, or are they just wandering in out of curiosity? But it's a common trend that we have noticed here. It does seem to be, there's not many people that do wander in, but when they do, more times than not, they are Indian folks. That seems to be a community they have managed to target with some success, which is also good learnings for us though as well to work out how we need to counter what the cults are doing. Try and prevent them from recruiting any more folks. Oh my god. He is talking, oh my goodness. Can we talk about food instead of fucking hair from mentioned places, lads? Jeez Louise. She's got eyeliner tattooed on. But you wanna go the whole out, lads? Why not get your entire face tattooed on so you never need to apply or remove makeup ever again? How about that for a novel idea? Would that work? I need a little drink of water. Let me get a little drink of water. A lot of warm here. Not too warm though. Yeah, Cathy is saying, what's this? Some sort of a weird confession time. Cathy is saying she used to shave her legs and armpits. Yeah. Do you know what? I developed a I do not give a fuck years ago when I started running. I decided, you know what, fuck that, I'm not shaving my legs anymore. Fuck that for a game of soldiers. I'll shave my armpits, but that's more out of comfort factor than anything else. But me legs still have hair on them, but the hair is pretty light. They're not exactly long enough to plait, but I would love hairy legs though if I could plait them. I'd absolutely enjoy doing that, lads. So if anyone knows how to grow leg hair, let me know. I'd most definitely love to do that. I was in that with my brows, vegetable dye ink. The whole thing was part natural. I'd say it was a time saver, all right then. What do you think about that now, ladies? How about you get your entire face tattooed, so you no longer need to take on or take off your makeup? Think of all the money you'd save, and all the time. Wouldn't that be amazing, lads? Oh, Jesus, I have an idea for a dragon's den. Fuck, I'll have to work on a business plan for that one. Hey, Ozzy, Marie, how are you? We're outside the Dublin cult of Scientology on a warm, sunny Sunday. Are we afternoon or evening? 20 to 5. Would that still be afternoon, lads? Would that be evening? It sort of would be the evening, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think we're now into the evening time. Miriam says she grows woolly tights. Did she say she wears woolly tights or she grows them? Oh, she grows off. Okay, yeah. We don't need pictures of that, thanks very much. As you guys know, that I've only one rule in life, and that is clothes must remain on. Thank you very much. For anyone, for you guys newly joining, I have my new signs out with me today. I have made my signs bigger. I don't know what size you call this tree. I think that's A1, isn't it? Let me think about this. It is A1 because my laminator is A3. Two A3s make an A2. Two A2s make an A1. So them signs are A1, which is pretty big. Thing. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. No, we'll only take medical advice off experts. Oh, it's 2 a.m. And we have our victimsofvices.com, which is worth checking out, lads. I'm standing on the bicycle path here, so I'm just making sure there's no bicycles coming along. I wouldn't like a lad, a Stephen Roach type of lad, to be flying along 100k an hour to be bumping into me here, but we're safe enough. So yeah, Haggis' fantastic website, victimsofvices.com. Check that out for survivor stories. There's also detailed support resources, legal help that's available, guidance on how to report the abuses of the cult of Scientology, which the main ones I see tomorrow and probably are relevant here is child abuse, elder abuse, financial fraud, forced labour, and ID theft. And then we have abusive cult of Scientology, learn why we protest, to end the cult abuses at fsciento.space. Go away, wasp. Go away. Shoo. I'll leave the waspy fly away in a minute. Don't particularly want to get stung today. And then we have Lisa Marie's story underneath. You guys can't really see it too clearly, but it's more for passers by to have a bit of a read and to have a bit of a think. And then we have this one with the more common Scientology funk groups to look out for, which probably, what is that saying there? So I said, I just got my 32 shots a few days ago. Oh, fuck, insurance doesn't cover it. Ah, fuck style, that's shit. Migraine meds are absolutely essential when you suffer from them. Like, luckily, I wonder what's going on there. We have a Garda car, a Garda motorbike, and a Garda car. They don't have the sirens or lights on. But then, do you know what? There's always an accident or something going on somewhere. I wonder would they be. Hey, Dusty, how are you? I'm out here with my new. I've upgraded my signs to A1 size, so they're massive. So they're the more common Scientology funk groups. This is where I have written in a bunch of different languages that Scientology is a dangerous cult. I have Polish, I think I have Romanian, Russian, Ukrainian, Hindu, and I think Chinese is the other one. To be honest, I can't quite remember because I did this. I made these up Easter week, and then things went shit in my life. Where my mum got really sick, but I won't go there because I'll only get upset. And then at the bottom of the sign, I have Google Operation Snow Right, Operation Freak Out, Lisa McPherson, Kevin Brennan, Philip Gale, Kaja Bala, Ellie Perkins, Flo Barnett, and Nora Lockett. And that's just to give people an idea of Google these, look into the deaths of these people, and it shows that Lisa McPherson was not a one off. There is something fundamentally wrong with the teachings of Scientology that is absolutely detrimental to people's mental health. There's absolutely no good in this cult. And then we have Roger here with his Stop the Abuses cult, no more kids in Scientology. And this one, I want to upgrade that one into an A1. And I want to think of some wording for on it, because I do want to include nerve assist is probably worse than the touch assist one. I just need to think about what kind of wording I can use on it. That may be some sort of wording that might resonate if there is a Scientologist passing by. Something that might plant a seed out with them. Particularly if they've been a new member of Scientology. Oh, do we have Peter lurking somewhere? Or is it Roger you guys are talking about? Roger here doing his work. I do need to make Roger his own pair of dungarees though, which I'll get to that at some stage. And then of course we have Steve Hassan's Combating Cult Mind Control book, which is well worth a read. I think it's worth a read for everybody to have an understanding how cults work. And even it will give you an insight into how an abusive relationship works. And where there's very close parallels between how a cult mindset works and abusive relationships, and how they manage that once you fall through the initial love bombing stage, why it's not so easy to just walk out the nearest door. If only it was as simple as that. Hey James, thanks very much for your support. And then of course I have Robert Dam's new book here in English, The Dark Hotels and Scientology's Children. And we have Jamie Mustard's book, A Child X. So them two books are fantastic to show people why I'm out here protesting against Scientology and why they're abusive. Don't take my word for it. Google the stories there, the people who died at the hands of Scientology. Read Robert Dams and Jamie Mustard's book. It's not just one or two disgruntled ex-celebrities like they tried to say with Leah Remini, that she was disgruntled and she had a beef with the church, had a falling out with Tom Cruise, or whatever the spin was at the time when they tried to discredit the Aftermath show. So there's too many. Hey Ellie, how are you? So there's too many people out talking now. There's too many people like you and me out here protesting against Scientology. There's no possible thing they can put on it to say we're all completely deluded. But there's no way. These guys are losing. These guys are fighting a losing battle. They're in a sinking ship. Once people like you and me stand up and say, do you know what, we've had enough. We're not having any more. There's real power in that, lads. Standing up for what's right and saying, fuck this shit. I've had enough of abuse and I say no more. I do the Aussie, they say their mom is the oldest antique in life. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, it surely is, Sally. It's good to see so many people out supporting what we're trying to do here. Because my objective, you can see here, when they haven't tricked the local kids in with the Irish dancing or with the aerobatics. Of a normal day here, the place is empty, lads. We don't have many Scientologists here. But what we have seen is, we have seen evidence of new people who join and where they are proactively targeting the immigrant community here where English isn't their first language. They are targeting, we do have probably non-Irish people, non-Irish born, white Irish born, and right here, the top foreign national would be, I think, is Indian. And that is who we've seen evidence that they're proactively targeting. And they are getting in. Granted, it's a small number of people they are getting in, but the way I look at it is one person is one too many. And hopefully me being out here, when the guys have joined, when they try to rope in their family and friends, hopefully I'll be here. Their family and friends will see me and think, oh Jesus, I'm going to look in to see what my pal has roped herself into. Maybe there's more to this friendly group of people. Maybe they're not all just about self-improvement, because who wouldn't want to? Who wouldn't want to do some self-improvement courses? Who wouldn't want to live a better life? Oh, exactly. And oh, here's some old noisy cars. I wonder was it one of them what you call them shows? Classic car shows on today. Got some of them. I wish I turned my camera around in time. I wonder was a classic car thing on today. We are in the summer months of the school holidays, so there could well have been one somewhere. Coming from that direction, where would that have been coming from? I have to do some Googles now, I'm curious. I love getting the appreciated beeps of passerby. Yeah, and you're right that once one person gets in, it's that bit easier to rope in their family and friends. That's the three Indian couple there again. Because when you think about it, you trust your family, you trust your mum and dad, you trust your brother and sister, and even friends you make. There's a certain level of trust with your pals. That if your friend said, "Oh, I've been going to this community centre for the past year. I've done all these wonderful courses. It's helped me out so much in my personal life. It's even helped me in my work life. Oh, it's given me more confidence. I'm able to speak up for myself better. Why wouldn't you go along and try it out for yourself?" Ah, it is. It's an absolutely beautiful sky here today. It's absolutely lovely. We have the sun beaming down. There's a gentle breeze, which is good, which means I'm not overheating here. And I have my new signage there spread, which I liked. I wasn't sure if A1 was going to be too big, but I think that's a perfect size, and it does make them stand out that bit. So even if people don't stop to read my signs, they'll catch a glimpse of them high vis signs, and that'll be enough to plant some seeds to say, I wonder why that lady was protesting against Scientology. Because it's blatantly obvious here I am protesting Scientology. I'm definitely not for them. And that's all I'm trying to do is plant some seeds, try and encourage people to look for themselves. Oh Jesus, me signs are taking a bit of a oops. Let me just put back up my signs again. As with everything here, none of our roads are flat, lads. Like there's fuck all of Ireland is flat. We're on a bit of a slope here. Now, why slope them out with a little angle like that? Will that make them more stable? But then they are, being that size, though, they are pretty big. Even though a gust of wind taking them, they're not going to travel too far. And I can't see how a gust of wind won't blow them. They shouldn't be able to blow them to interfere with the cycle path or in the pathway of traffic, which is more what I'd be concerned about. I don't mind me sign blowing away and having to run after it. But it's more, I don't want the timing to be bad that I'd accidentally knock someone off the bike or blow up in a car windscreen, if you know what I mean. We believe in doing responsible protest here, where we're a danger to nobody. I might just put that other one at a bit of an angle as well. So I'm taking a bit of an angle, should in theory. This is where I wish I remembered my physics from school. I need them at a little bit of an angle like that. Does that make them more secure? It should, I think. Anyway, we'll find out. We'll find out how secure my signs are, or if I need to. But definitely being twice the size, that makes it harder for the wind to blow them as far. So I think I should be good. Hey, Lupa, how are you? Hey, Kia. I suppose we'll find out as I come out here and we get stronger winds how my signs hold up. I think I'm rather pleased with that now. I think their signs are working out well. And that is, you know what, lads? That is one thing that does surprise me. Is of the seven deadly sins, Why is pride a deadly sin? Wouldn't you think that you should have pride in your parents? You should have pride in your work. Now, vanity, I can understand why that would be a bad thing. But surely you should be be proud of what you do. That is one of the seven deadly sins I've never understood. Hey, Matt, how are you? How have I missed? Ah, cool, look at that. You seen it through Discord. I haven't gotten into the dark arts that is Discord. I was struggling to work out the dark arts that is YouTube. Ah, congratulations, Dusty. Yourself and T are two lovebirds. Absolutely fantastic. Maybe one of these days we might see you out shrimping one of these days on your wee boat. But it does show how daft some folks can be to believe any and every little fucking thing. Do you know what I mean? This is where I like to do when I hear something, even if it's me best pal telling me, who I've known for years and I trust beyond a shadow of a doubt, even me best pal telling me something, that is where I'll do my own independent research and say, oh, that's nice, that's very interesting. But looking to that myself, I like to collaborate stories with as many different sources as I can. Because we all can get things wrong. Do you know what I mean? None of us have a photographic memory. Oh, thanks very much, Miriam. I do forget to ask people. So thank you all, everyone, for coming in to support the lovely me and the even more lovelier Roger. Make sure to hit the like and make sure you subscribe to my channel and tell all your friends to come over. Tell them about this entertaining Irish girl you found on these here YouTubes. Yeah, Ozzy Marie, isn't it a long distance relationship? T Dusty and Yarn are couple. Interesting. There's nothing happening here at all today, Mad. It's absolutely empty here today. We've seen a sum total of 3 people go in, which they look like they are Indian Scientologists, probably nipping in to do a course. I wonder if that piece of wall there, the ground isn't quite stable. Do you know, there's no reason why I don't put some signs this side of me as well. Maybe it might be better in the... Yeah, let's try this. Just experimenting here, lads, just seeing what might work better. I'll put a few signs this way as well. But we are basically making it up as we go along here. Let's see how that works out. Like, we could always stack them side by side, but I think it probably is better to leave them spaced out a bit. Gives a better chance of them catching the eye for the passing motorists. So that's what we want to do, try and plant as many seeds as we can and try to encourage people to think, maybe I'll do a few Googles myself. Maybe I'll see why that nice lady was giving up her free time on a Sunday to stand out here with the high vis posters. I need to get some double-sided tape to stick on this one, it's falling apart. Sure, no worries. Oh, your husband is giving it out to me. Oh, yes, very good, Miriam. But having said that, Miriam, if you know of any Danish husbands going spare, send them Irish's way. Thanks very much. Thanks very much for sharing the links, see. Have a lovely night, tea, and sleep well. I'm going to have myself another drink of water. What was that? I think that was one of those blood-sucking doctor flies. Something just helped itself to point of my blood there. You need to be better at playing football. Oh, you mean by football, you mean soccer, the foreign game. Here in Ireland, we play GA. I would highly recommend catch out a game of Gaelic football. That's how football should be played. You'll see real skill there. No pansies at all in the GA football, lads. And you know what's even better than the Gaelic football is the hurling. The hurling is a real man sport. There's no wimps there. Highly recommend check out a game of hurling, guys. I'm here saying when Irish eyes are smiling, so it's like a morning spring and a little while after, you can hear the angels sing. Oh, that is absolutely lovely. That's lovely, Donna. You have a free finger, you can engage by tapping your actions on the right. Ah, fantastic. Oh, I see all the love hearts. Thanks very much, guys. Ozzy has enough of men, I see. Yeah, sleep well, T. Must be middle of T's night. That bloodsucker must have been a Dr. Fly. Damn it. Stealing my blood there, huh? Thankfully, I'm not allergic to the Dr. Flies. My sister is, she balloons right up now when she gets stung by them lads. Well, it's not exactly stung. What you call it when they steal your blood. Yeah, it's pretty empty here, which is what we like. When they're not entrapping in the kids with their get by renting out the premises for free of charge or for very little money. This is what they normally look like. Look all activity going on. We have a handful of cars in the front car park. We have a handful of cars in the back. And even at that, they're mostly minivans, which would be to cart the staff to and from. Because I think from what I can see, it's mostly low-level staff in here. And I think the cult has them housed in Wicklow in rented housing. So they'd be ferried up and down on the minibuses. But from the time how long we've been here, an hour and a half nearly, all we've seen is 3 Indians walk in, and they walked in together. And based on the way they were talking to the receptionist, they looked like they'd been here before, rather than just wandering to do some inquiries. How's it going, lads? You're local lads here, are you?
What?
You're local lads
Yeah,
here.
yeah, local.
Yeah. Does your school tell you anything about Scientology?
No, not too
Nothing
much.
at all.
No,
They don't even give you any cult awareness.
no.
That's a shame.
Why? What's up with it?
Well, it's more that the bottom line is that there's absolutely, they don't do any good. The way to get people in to say, I'll come in, do a free personality test,
Oh
do a free course, and there might be one on how to build your self-confidence
yeah.
or how to repair a broken relationship. The way they title them that you're there, because even I've looked at some of them and thought, oh geez, I might benefit from that. But then as you get up, then the next course might be 50 quid.
Oh yeah.
The next course will be 150, and it kind of goes up.
Oh,
Before you know it, you're paying £2,000 per course.
yeah.
And the way they say is the earlier courses, it's a lot of sort of like self-help information that they package up. And they're very good at the love bombing to say, oh, you're doing fantastic, you've improved leaps and bounds. And the way they sell it to you is, you'll improve your life, you'll have no problem whatsoever with relationships, you'll have no problem making girlfriends, you'll have no problem, you'll succeed in your job, you'll be earning 10 times the money that you're currently on, all this kind of thing. And with the way they do the love bombing, and then when you find out the courses stop working for you, because obviously they'll work up to a certain point, and then you kind of, they're paying £2,000 for this course, but it didn't deliver what they promised. They'll tell you, do you know what that is? You must have someone connected to you that's a suppressive person. And by that I mean is, or maybe your dad doesn't believe in Scientology, that's holding you back.
Yeah.
You need to separate yourself from your dad, and this is when this course will work for you, and you'll be living your best ever life. And that's even before they get into that their belief is, and you only find out after you maybe spent 200 grand, that we're all eternal beings. This is just a meat body we're inhabiting.
Yeah.
That we've lived a billion lives before, and that we're eternal beings. We're sort of like immortal gods,
Yeah.
but that this galactic overlord dropped us here from TGX, which is where we used to live, dropped us down, threw us into volcanoes with hydrogen bombs, all sorts of nonsense. And then we kind of rose up and we attached ourselves to the nearest meat body we could find.
Yeah.
And all this so it's crazy stuff, but you only find that once you're knee deep into it. And even though you're thinking, this sounds a bit iffy, but you're not allowed to say to someone else and say, oh, what do you think? Gary, this sounds a bit fishy. You
Yeah.
have to kind of say, oh, this is fucking brilliant stuff. I understand now the secrets of the universe are being unleashed here. So,
Yeah.
so that's why I'm just out just to try and maybe plant some seeds that maybe if you want to find out about Scientology, maybe asking the Scientologist and says it's probably not the best place to ask. Because, like, if you ask a con man something and you're a con man, or if you take, the Indian call centers that
Yeah.
pretend to be Microsoft, obviously he's going to tell you, oh, yeah, of course I'm Microsoft. I am authentic Microsoft. I'm working in Silicon Valley. So that is it.
Oh yeah. What's the child abuse then and the elder like they just
Well, there's many forms of abuse because you're getting in so few members. Most of the members they do have, particularly in the States, are elderly. They'll make them work. A lot of them are working 80, 100 hours. And then even as you get to be 70, 80, they're still making them work a 60-hour week, but they can barely fucking walk. They should be nicely retired. That's what the elder abuse is. With the kids, the fundamentals of Scientology is genetics, which the way that is written, and the belief system is fundamentally is abuse. It's abuse of your mind. It's just to beware. Like when you think about what religion costs money, you know what I mean? So again, people get to that point, you think the way it's sold to them, and when you're, particularly if you're, one of the common methods is that someone will join, they rope in their family members. Maybe they make a friend or marker in college or in school. They rope in the pals because you trust your pals. Do you know what I mean?
Think he's getting abused in there?
He's not living his best life. He's not free to think his own independent thoughts because of the way. See that picture they had there in reception?
Yeah.
That's Lafayette Ronald Hubbard, their founder. He was a failed sci-fi writer in the 40s. He wrote a book called Ethics, which is what he based Scientology on. And the way they view their core principle is because we're eternal beings, we're only inhabiting these meat bodies. An adult body, a child body, would just the same. Adult is a big body, child is a small body, but it's the same eternal being in there. And even under ethics, they say, oh, a child shouldn't shudder or be kissed by a fully grown man. There's things like that in there. It's just mindfuckery. But because he's wrapped it up into books that other people, he did plagiarize a lot of Freud and other sources, and then added his own fucking twist to it. So you could read bits of it and think, oh, Jesus, some of this is making sense. Maybe the rest of it I don't understand will make sense as I go. Maybe I will do a few courses and see. So just to be aware, and with all things in life, to look at things from many different sources is probably the best to try and deem it might be the truth. Don't just believe any one person. Thanks for talking to us, lads. Decent behind there. The posters do blow about a bit. Even though the wind isn't that strong, so that's something for me to think about. Although if I do stack my posters close together, that would block out the wind. The wind would only be getting at both sides, I think. But for now they're fine. That's another day's problem to think how I can stabilise. I'm just going to put my mic back on. I must have it properly attached to it. Put my mic back on. I think it's still switched on anyway. Is the sound okay there, guys? I think my mic should still be working. Let me just get a drink of water. My throat is dry there again. Oh, thanks very much, Antics, for sharing Paralyzes. Breaking Scientology site there. That Paralyze, hey, Paralyze is great at breaking things down and explaining things, particularly how the meter works. So that was good to talk to them young lads there, plant a few seeds with them. And maybe they'll go home now, maybe they'll talk to their pals now when they meet them. Maybe they'll spread it around the school. But I do wish, put the music back on there again. I do wish though that the schools would do proper cult awareness. I didn't want to put the camera on the boys, but they're teenage. This is where they're teenage boys, probably 15, 16 years of age. And I do wish they would do cult awareness in school. I really do. Hey, Matt. Yeah. Oh, yes, Sweet Dreams, Matt. Thanks for joining us and supporting us today. I really do wish they would do some cult awareness in school. Like, they could really, like when you think of Steve Hassan's book there, they could really do some sort of variant of that. I'm what cult mind control is all about. Particularly when, where's me other one? Particularly when there's parallels between abusive relationships and cults. Like they could even do something like a broken down here, where we've gone through the bite model, sort of gave a description of the 4 parts of the bite model and some examples of what that looks like. That maybe if they did something like that in school would be absolutely fantastic. But I think that is probably where we need parents and the kids themselves to start asking for, why aren't we doing cult awareness? Because I know here that they do, what do you call it? They do a lot of, what would it be classified under? A lot of social care type of things which is fantastic, where they do spread awareness that we all come in different packages, that someone who is born a woman maybe identifies as a man and vice versa. That there's a difference between what you feel like inside and the body you're born into, if you know what I mean. I'm not quite sure what that falls under. But there is all that sort of education that does go on in our schools, which is absolutely fantastic. But I do think they should do some on cult awareness. And that is where probably parents and children need to ask for it. And I know here we are big on freedom of religion and the right to believe in what you want. But at the same time, the right to believe in what you want is too easy to abuse. And maybe that is it. Maybe it's not so much people's belief systems, it's more the abuse. And that is where we do need to spread awareness then to our kids and to people in general. What does abuse look like? Because abuse comes in many shapes and sizes. Abuse isn't just you getting the head walloped off you by your dad or your partner. Do you know what I mean? Probably abuse of the mind is absolutely the worst. And for me, Scientology, Dianetics, that most definitely does fall under abuse of the mind. As I said, the college I work at has allowed JW. Oh shit! They've allowed JW recruiters on the campus for 3 years. Fuck. That's not good. The minutes ghosting you on inquiries. Oh fuck, that's horrific, House. It's like at this stage, like we know, anyone not knowing that the JWs is a cult. Do you know what I mean? I know they're not as aggressive in the recruitment tactics as what Scientology are, but even still, no religious. Do you know? And I'd say this even. I don't even know. Do the autonomy? I would say no religious entities, whether they're cult or they're more of a traditional religion or one of these new age religions. I'd say There should be no recruiters allowed on college campuses. If people are interested, let them wander into a church or a temple themselves to find out more. So yeah, I do think it is where we do need to work on spreading awareness as all cults in general. That piece is most very much lacking. That is true style. But you never know. That might be going on in some schools and campuses across the states. I'm so glad that you got out, Cathy. Now, that was a blessing in disguise, really, Cathy. The JW is telling you to disconnect from your brother and nephew because they're gay, yeah, and you said no. That's absolutely fantastic. That's me poster on again. Oh, that's me. Yeah, let me just patch it out for a minute. My handheld sign is falling apart. I need to get some better. Yeah, stick tape isn't working so good. I need to get more of that. What you call it? I need to get some more of that double-sided Gorilla tape for me sign. I think that will probably hold for now. Hang on, what's sound here? Oh, it's close enough, Antics. You still got the message across to the JW you're talking to. Ozzy Marie is saying, my grandson only left my school, he learned from his sports surfing class. Well, maybe that might be it. Maybe the surfing class could include some cult awareness in there. Because, like, you could say the surfing groups themselves are a cult. Do you know what I mean? This is one thing that has surprised me is that Scientology hasn't found a way to call themselves a cult with pride. Why do they get so upset about it? Because you could say a lot of things are cults. You could say Antics Knitting Scream, you could say that's a cult. But it's more where it's the abuses really is what we all have an issue with. Ah, fantastic. Antics is off to the beach. Oh, I'd love to be at the beach right about now. I think I'll stay out for another. I might see about packing it up, doing myself. We'll see. Chelsea. Definitely proved useful to pop out today. I've had a few conversations with passerbys, and we've gotten to see how absolutely busy this cult is at the weekend of a Sunday. Absolutely shagall activity going on in there. There were a few staff members running in about making busy work for themselves. We had 3 people wandering, probably to do courses, because they definitely looked like they were Scientologists, the way they interacted with the receptionist. Oh, Jennifer doing snacks by the beach. That is true, I shouldn't. I have been standing out in the sun. We do have a gentle breeze, where you don't always realise the impact the sun is having on you when there is a breeze. That is true. And I do have a bit of a journey home. Yeah, I might think about packing it up soon. Let's have a wee drink of water. Oh, speckle. I'd be lost without me water. Oh, that lads, I think I tilted it wrong. Ellie is saying that the admin told the Kira newspaper that JW just handing out information. That's a very loose interpretation of the use of the word free speech. So in that same so it says I applied to be in the free speech area too, but they haven't protested their application over 6 months. Meanwhile, the JWs keep getting reapproved. Fuck's sake, that's absolutely scandalous. That's something to work out. How do we work on changing our minds? Andy's saying if I was brave, I'd have a table set up next to the JWs. Yeah, I wonder. I presume that would be legal. But if you were to set up an anti-JW table beside JWs, could that be construed as some form of harassment though? Pardon?
I'm private Scientologist. You're gonna have to leave this premises.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Just as well the premises are. I know, just as well to the other side of the wall there. I know they wouldn't. Well, for a start, Scientologists wouldn't come out and tell you that. They'd have the guards rang,
Would they?
and they'd make up
I
all
can
pack of
I'd love
lies.
to know I'd love to know. I don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's the worst thing about them?
Well, it's fundamentally it's the money scam.
Yeah.
The way they hook people in on they'll say, come in, do a free personality test.
Right. Oh yeah.
But no, when you do the free personality test, there's 200 questions. They'll
Right.
whack do the questions.
Yeah.
Like you'll read through them and you're there. I'm not really sure what they're looking for, but they'll give you 4 months, like multiple choice. They'll
Yeah.
give you that you pick. Nobody ever comes out and it's fantastic. You're going to live a productive life. You've absolutely passed that test with flying colours. They'll say, this, and this is wrong with you.
Okay.
They'll use the personality test and what you've answered on it to work out what could be your uniqueness.
Okay.
And they'll use that then to work out what course can we use to slowly rope you in.
Right. Yeah.
You find the first courses might be free.
Right.
Next one might be 50 quid.
Okay.
Then it goes up to 100.
Like,
Then to be
couple of
200.
grand, isn't it?
Very quickly it's a couple of grand.
Yeah.
You could even then they'd say, we do a pure rundown, 15 grand.
Right.
That's basically where your friend, something like 5 days in a sauna for
In
6
a what?
hours a day in a sauna.
In a sauna, 5 days in a sauna.
Yeah, because I would say
Why, you
it's
can't get out.
to get rid of impurifications in your body.
Impure.
Because we've all lived, and you have, the niacin is going to be something like thousands of above the recommended dose.
Yeah.
You're sweating out this orangey red glow, which is a niacin. They'll say,
Why is
that's
that?
radiation, that's proof the sauna is
Your
working.
body probably fine. Is it?
Yeah, because you're
Oh.
because you've taken in thousands above the normal limit of niacin, and then that's what niacin overdose looks like. Is the red orange glow through your skin? And I'll say, that's radiation. That's all the radiation. That's all the impurities in your body. So there's all that kind of stuff to do. It's all based, and then they have the angle, they have the courses, and then they do what they call auditing,
Right.
where you're hooked up to an e-meter, which is basically a very basic lie detector test.
Yeah, I've seen
So
that.
all it's measuring is the sweat resistance in your skin.
Is it?
That if you're telling a lie, it may be sweat a bit.
All right.
So it's measuring the water
Yeah.
resistance on the surface of your skin. What they'll say, and it's like this could go on for hours, that depending on maybe in the initial stages, like a counselling session, you think it do you good.
Yeah.
But as you get on, then it kind of gets more. It's more like an interrogation.
Okay.
That will say, the reason why these courses have stopped working, because the fundamental bottom level courses, a lot of common sense repackaged.
Yeah.
So you'll take anything you go, you'll find, my self-confidence I've improved doing this course, this is fantastic. But you end up paying, as you say, 2 grand, you're doing a course, you're there, geez, this hasn't done anything. If anything, this has made me worse. So that's where they'll say, there must be something troubling you. You must have a guilty conscience.
Right.
Maybe not in this lifetime. They'll say,
they're looking for something.
we're
eternal.
eternal beings. We're eternal beings. We've lived billions of life years. We find this
is just a meat body that we're
Yeah.
inhabiting.
Oh, well,
And that when you die, you just drop the body. And then you leap into the next
what do
baby
you
that's
think
born.
happens after you die?
I honestly don't know, but I find that the
Would
only
you
way
believe? Would you ever think that we turn into a star?
possibly, I believe, sort of more a version of reincarnation, but it's not that you come back as yourself.
You don't.
It's more
No.
maybe more very
You
recycling
come
type of
back as
thing.
yourself if you
That
die and come back.
it's 1% of me maybe would
If you
merge
die
with
for longer than 6
1%
minutes, you don't
of
come back.
me would maybe merge 1% of you kind of thing to form something else. It's more that kind of recycling idea, if you like.
Yeah. And I respect what you're doing. Like fair play to you.
Well, it's just because they
Following
are.
something that you want to do, and I respect
Well,
that.
it's just to try, and because you go in there, you'd say, do you know what? I know this is a cult.
There's something weird about it.
You know they're a cult, but a lot of people don't understand. Well, why is that a bad thing? Because you could say Swifties that follow Taylor Swift, that's a cult. You could say cycling. Are you a part of a biking cult? So you know you could call
But I
but
hope
it's
you
more
find some anyway.
it's more the
You
abuses.
have a YouTube channel or something?
I do.
Instagram?
It's Irish_Mart.
Irish_Mart.
Yeah.
MART.
M-A-R-T, yeah.
I got you.
So if you give us a like and a follow, yeah. Because that's another way. I am a small channel,
Yeah.
but it's another way to spread awareness with the way
I'll give you a follow.
you know the way the YouTube algorithm kind of pushes things
It's
out.
on YouTube, yeah?
Yeah,
That's
it's on
your
YouTube.
YouTube or is that your Instagram?
Yeah,
That's
on
your
YouTube.
Irish_Mart.
Yeah, and you just never know that one person you might meet that might be thinking of going
Yeah,
in.
man. Yeah.
And maybe all I'm trying to do is plant some seeds of doubt. Maybe look up into alternatives to courses. Because in particular, like I have Lisa McPherson's story. And then I have where do I have it on the it's on this one. Where do I have it?
What's Narconon mean?
Narcanon.
Narconon.
Oh fuck.
What is that?
They're Narcanon. It's their drug rehabilitation program that
Okay.
they run.
Narconon.
And where that is, that's going to be weeks where you spend every day in a sauna 5 or 6 hours
Is it?
with the thousand times above the recommended amount of niacin.
Right.
So it's basically going cold turkey, but you're in a sweatbox. They don't have any medical professionals. You're being supervised by a Scientologist, and you're there. Well, how effective is cold turkey? And definitely to be spending weeks in a sauna
Yeah,
where
that's fucking crazy.
where you don't even have proper access to water.
They probably have a
And when
camera in
you
the fucking
and
thing
you know
as
what the kicker is? When you are passing out because you're severely dehydrated, they'll tell you, oh, that's a sign that it's working.
well. Yeah.
So you need to stay in even longer, yeah.
So who's this prick over here? Who's that bloke?
And that is the
Did they use it for anything other than that? Like, are these normal people that are walking around as well? Like, or is he one of them? Like?
it could be well you won't have
So yeah,
it'll be a Scientologist most definitely
that really
walking
was.
around, yeah. Because they don't they don't have paid employees. That's one of the things they do. If you don't have
So all
money,
of them cars and people there are all in there. Like,
yeah, they're all in there.
right.
The way they look at it is if you can't afford the courses because they get expensive, you could be $2,000.
Yeah.
Next course is $4,000. Then you have to do the auditing. You have to do purification rundown. There's all these different side elements you need to do in conjunction to try and so that you can live your best life.
Right.
And where your earning potential maybe increase 10, 20 times. So what's 10 grand when you're going to be earning? You're earning 20 grand now, but in a few months you'll be able to earn 10 times that. So you
Right.
think, oh, this is an investment in the future.
Do you have a personal experience with these at all? Ever in your
I
life?
don't. I do. Ever since I stumbled upon YouTube and I started watching a lot of people speaking out about
Right.
Scientology.
Yeah.
In particular, people who grew up
Yeah.
and been raised in Scientology, and them speaking out about their experiences. This is where some good books, if you do want to find out more, is this is a Danish guy, Robert Dam. He's
Okay.
written a book, The Dark Hotels and Scientology Children. This is people who grew up in Scientology all across Europe and their stories. And this is a guy in the States, JB Mustard, Child X.
Right.
And that just, their story, and do you know what the worst thing is? Their stories are no means unique.
Right.
Every single child there growing up in Scientology has experienced some form of
Horrible.
abuse or whatnot. So it's just to, so maybe now here with me, high vis science, is just to try and prompt people to maybe look into this further.
Yeah, man.
And as well, you know what I wish there was in general more cult awareness.
Yeah, there should be.
Because I've read Steve Hassan's book and you realise it's not just it's not just cults like this. You think of abusive relationships.
Yeah, man.
It's very similar with the cohesive with the controlling nature.
Yeah.
There's so many parallels. I just wish in schools
There's
they
more
did some
awareness
sort of
of us,
awareness.
Yeah. It should
Because
be.
why?
Well, you're doing it, I mean, it's a fair play to you.
Yeah.
Fair play to you.
Well, thanks anyway for stopping
No
talking to
worries.
us. Yeah.
No worries. What's your name?
Mark.
Mark.
Yeah.
Oh, it is Mark. I'm
Yeah.
Steve. Nice to
I
meet
see.
you, yeah. Lovely to meet
Nice
you,
to
man.
talk to you. Thanks
You
for
too,
talking to
right,
us. Yeah.
good.
Take care. That was great. That guy was very interested in what I was saying there. I think I might think about packing it up. Yeah, I do wonder, Antics, would you be able to set up a table beside a JW? Or would there be a twist and some form of harassment or intimidation or other? Well, certainly something to look into, though. But the JWs need permission to set up the tables. Oh, well, that sounds fantastic, Kelly. Yeah, keep persisting with that and see can you get in there to their presentation and educating students on high control religious groups and cults. That's absolutely fantastic, Kelly, and we do need more of that. That's something that is severely lacking everywhere. So I wonder why they are blocking and allowing the JWs in. See, that is where you wouldn't know if the principal or director of the college is himself a JW. Or definitely JW friendly. But you know what? Even if he is afraid to call them out, I think that is where people shouldn't be afraid to call JWs what they are. They are harmful cults. Oh, Cathy just had a lovely sandwich. That's a fantastic idea. Helly has submitted a fire request. And our next steps will be going to the board of the college. Absolutely fantastic, Ellie. And best of luck with that, because that is definitely something is worth fighting and persisting with. Ozzy Marie says, resting around at JWs, they never knock your door. Fantastic. Kia is saying, and the Kingdom Hall is, they're sprung up everywhere, them Kingdom Halls. And none of them, to me, I know the Kingdom Halls we have here, none of them look like a church. They all look like houses that someone is running a bit of a culty church in the side of their house. They were antics, they were lump bombing you like crazy. Yeah, human trafficking is another good one. Yep, and the Australian and American tax dollars are paying for their nice buildings. Absolute scam. It is a property scam. Because even if you think of here, oh, that poor lady on the walking cane. I can't tell what age she is, but she's not nimble on her feet. And definitely being in there is not going to be doing her any good. That much we do know for sure. But even like a property scam, this place here, they bought this place in 2026, 27, 26 for 6 million. Which they bought it when the time was like, because in 2010 this place was worth 18 million. These guys bought it for a whacking discount of 6 million in 2016 because there was a former cult running out of here. What do they call themselves? The Freedom Victory or something or other. They were a Filipino outfit. One of these what's that dubious religion called? One of these culty religions that I don't know if they are an authentic religion or if they just have cult offshoots all over the place. But it's because this place was already zoned as religious use, which is why Scientology was able to open here so readily or so easily. Even though we do know that we do recognise them as a cult, we don't recognise them as a religion, but they're still allowed to use the word church in their name. And they also, which I don't like, the wording of community centre, which was some sort of a deal the government did to allow them to use the word of community centre, that they do have this place up to the public, and they do run for free of charge for some of the local community kids groups in the area, and then for the Irish dancing. I think it's something like $1,000 is all they pay to rent out the hall in here. Which, when you think of it, the auditorium seats was about 1.2 thousand seats is in that auditorium. Like it's top of the range with the grand piano and all. So renting that space for $1,000 is fuck all, lads. So I really wish we had not allowed them to open here. And I remember our Taoiseach, which will be the equivalent of the American president at the time, said, "Oh, don't worry about it. We'll do cult awareness education." Sure, everybody knows it's a cult. And where we found from talking to the local lads here, there's no real cult awareness going on in schools at all. And from anyone I've asked in my local area as well, because I think cult awareness should be done in schools all around the country, in every. Well, exactly, Aussie Marie. Yeah, outside of Big Blue, wasn't it, where the poor guy was in distress? And all they could do was their fucking orgs were on top of him. Hey, the journey, how are you? I think I am going to pack up now, lads. Do you know, I'll leave the live running a little while longer while I pack it up. And I just get myself down there out of sight of the cult. And the reason why I leave the live running that bit longer is to prove that I didn't, in a fit of madness, end the live, pull out over the fence and set the place on fire, whatever. Because you know, these guys will make up any old thing. So I like to be a little distance away from the cult before I end the live, so that I can prove I haven't been anywhere within the vicinity of this place when I haven't been live. So there's no way them feckers can be making up lies about me, because we all know they will. Like, when you think about it, how long was it into when I first started coming out here that they had the guards called on me? Was that my second or third time out here? And they tried to say I was harassing staff members going in and out. And how the heck could I be harassing staff members standing where I do? And it wasn't even as if any staff members had walked by me. Complete outright lies they'll tell, lads. So I try not to give them anything at all. They'll have a hard job trying to pin anything on me, because I'm not guilty of anything. I make sure they operate well within the law when I come out here. And in fact, that's the way I lead my life in general. I try to be a law-abiding citizen anyway, because who wants the hassle? Who wants the hassle of having a not so friendly guard knocking on your door? Ricky bag. Just bear with me when I quickly pack it up there. They turned out to be rather nice. I wouldn't mind. You know what? I wouldn't mind if it did start raining though. I wouldn't mind a bit of refreshing, cooling rain, to be honest. Oh geez, that lady is smoking too. Flippin' heck. The lady we seen walking with the cane is smoking there in the garden. I suppose that's what did Ella Reid say, that the smoking will cure cancer or not? No. I would be interested in the stats of how many Scientologists smoke as opposed to non-Scientologists. I'd imagine it's a ridiculously high ratio of Scientologists that do smoke. Whereas in the general population, we're very much aware of how bad smoking is. And as I say that, I am aware that one of my pals do smoke like a chimney, but we won't mention any names there. Oh, that one in wrong. I need to put that in the other way. Oh, I don't. You can see. Let me get this right. I can up the wee zip. Oh, Roger signs. I didn't put in Roger signs there. So tight fit in this wee bag. see, can I do this without breaking the zip? Fuck, how did I get this in before? Hang on, I had it the other way, that's right. I had it this, there we go, I have it now. I have it now, lads. Flippin' heck. There we go, that's much better. There now. Now, we have Roger. Hang on, we put the books in first. Put Roger in. Find the tunes in there. The bottles of water. Maybe I should have a few sips of water. Might as well hydrate. Oh, I'd be dying out here if I didn't have any water with me. So there you need the regular sips of water. Now there we go. You have everything packed up. The battery is running out. How long have we been? Just over 2 hours. That's pretty good then for me. Battery life is still pretty good. Hi. Oh, we have Captain Billy in. Just about to pack it up, Captain Billy. We've just been doing a wee protest here outside the Dublin org of the cult of Scientology. Just make sure there. I like to do a quick scan. I'm not leaving behind anything. So there's no way the cult can say I did anything there. And I just get myself a safe distance away so the cult can't say, in a moment of madness, I pole vaulted over the fence and ran through the doors and set the place on fire. Or what other kind of tale they could possibly invent. I'll just switch hands here. Carry this on this hand. Hang on. Let me switch back hands again. Yeah, that's better. Again, is off to the lake. Oh, I absolutely love a dip in the lake. Oh man, there's a lovely breeze just here. Absolutely wonderful breeze just here. Oh, it's lovely. Absolutely lovely breeze. Like, look at this, lads. How is this inviting at all? There are railings all the way along. I don't know how long these railings are. They definitely don't want any footfall anyway into that cult. That the only people really walking in through the doors of Scientology are those who are deliberately coming here. They're already being recruited in. But hopefully with me being out there with my high-vis signs and my high-vis closing, that maybe just maybe we're helping to plant some seeds. Particularly with the more newer Scientologists and when they try to rope in their family and friends. That's the best we can do. Let me just switch over hands here again. No. I don't know why I can't hold the gimbal properly in my left hand. I have to put it back to my right hand. I'm not sure why that is. Lovely breeze here. I wonder who won the match in the The game was on a 3:30. The game will be over again now. I have to keep an eye out for the shirts and see, is it the Galway purple shirts are happy or the Limerick green shirts are happy? What's it? Not the best place to be parking there. Like he's on the pavement and half on the cycle path there as well. And I didn't fancy walking through that bit there with the uneven pavement. Particularly when I'm more than likely to go over on my ankle there. I don't exactly want to be limping home. And keep an eye out for the coloured shirts and see which ones look happy. Although I am watching the game later, so maybe I don't particularly want to know who has won. Oh, thanks very much, Ellie. No, I'm glad I came out today all right. I think any day that we come out is most definitely worth coming out. And I don't think, I know I say that when I come out, worst case scenario is I'm wasting my time, but I don't think I am wasting my time because we are planting seeds of doubt. And if all I'm achieving out here is preventing just one person from any point in future from wondering becoming a Scientologist, I think that's a very well productive use of my time. You know, that's sort of the way I look at it. Do you know what? This is a fantastic community we have. All in all, there is so many supportive people in this community. And the way I like to see it as it's not just one community. I think we're loads of smaller, intersecting, overlapping communities. But we're most definitely, I think we're stronger together. And we all do our own bit in our own way. Do you know what I mean? There is no right or wrong way to do things. There's a billion different ways. Okay, maybe there might be a few blindingly obvious wrong ways, but you know, it's kind of blindingly obvious what the wrong way is. Thanks very much, Paralyze. Hey, Travelology. Apologies if I missed anyone popping in. But see, that is it. And that's the way I look at it, though, Miriam. Even if I am wasting my time, it's my time to waste. There's probably a billion other things I could do to waste it just as, you know, but then there's also a billion other things I could be doing that would be more enjoyable. But hey, do you know what? I'm rambling a bit. But you know what though, the end of the day, the only time you fail at something is like when you don't try. Trying is never a failure. Trying by definition in itself, the fact you tried means a success. And I think we'll thanks very much, Donna. And we'll call it a day there, and I'll be back out at some stage next weekend. So I just want to thank you all for your support before we end the live, and I just like to make sure there is nobody in front or behind me when I end the live. I want to thank you all for joining me today, and we will. Oh, Lara's live! Oh, fantastic! I'll have to pop into Lara in a few. I just want to thank you all for joining me today.